I am Scott McClanahan, the Executive Director of Secondary Curriculum and Instruction, and I'm pleased to welcome you all here tonight to the 2018 Waco High School Academic Achievers Banquet. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment just to explain to you how honored we are to have all of you parents, educators, and students with us. We know that it takes a lot of work, a lot of diligence, a lot of time and commitment to be able to do what you've done to even qualify to sit here. And we hope that you understand how meaningful this banquet is to us, as probably more than it's meaningful to you. And I just want to say to you, as the person over Advanced Academics, that I appreciate all that you do and that I'm so proud of you for taking our advanced classes and pushing yourselves and actually achieving all that you've achieved. Before we get started tonight and we hear from our speaker and then we pass out all of our awards, I'd like to introduce some important individuals who are here with us tonight and made this all possible. I'd like to start first with our superintendent, Dr. Marcus Nelson. The President of the Waco ISD Board of Trustees, Pat Atkins. Vice President of the Board of Trustees, Alan Sykes. Secretary of the Board of Trustees, Norman Manning. Trustee Carrie Dupuy. Our cabinet members that we have here with us tonight, Assistant Superintendent of Operations, Israel Carrera. Assistant Superintendent of School Improvement, Yolanda Williams. Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Dr. Robin McDurham. Executive Director of Communications and Family Engagement, Kyle DeBeer. And Executive Director of Elementary Curriculum and Instruction, Grace Benson. I'd also like to recognize your principal, Mr. Ed Love. And to get us started tonight, I'd like to ask Ms. Lisa Saxenian to come up here to introduce our speaker.
Good evening. I would like to introduce my colleagues at Waco High. Mr. Ed Love, the principal, Dr. Francine Francis, Mr. Derek Smith, Mr. J.P. Johnson, Mr. John Weeks, Mr. James Stewart. I also would like to introduce our counselors, Mrs. Arterburn, Miss Isabel, Miss DeVoost, Miss Cates, Miss Diaz. Where is she? Oh, there she is in the back. Okay. Thank you, thank you. "35 years ago, I started my teaching career. I taught at Lake Air Middle School and also was an assistant principal for 14 years before coming to Waco High. Tonight I have the honor in presenting one of my amazing former students, Felicia Chase Goodman. Felicia was in my class during my first 2 years at Lake Air. Felicia graduated from Waco High in 1991. While at Waco High, she was an academic achiever, member of NHS, and a member of Student Council. After graduating from Waco High, Felicia attended Vanderbilt University and graduated from there in 1995 with a Bachelor of Science in Human and Organizational Development. Then she attended Columbia University and received her master's in public health in 2004. Next, she moved to Austin to work at the Texas Commission on Volunteerism and Community Service. Then she returned to Waco. Since 2012, Felicia has served as the Executive Director of the Cooper Foundation. She also is involved in the Junior League of Waco, Meals on Wheels, National Charity League, Philanthropy Southwest, and Today's Action and Tomorrow's Leaders. Felicia is married to Summers Goodman, and they have 2 daughters who attend Lake Air Montessori School. Felicia, will you please join me? Just a little something for you. Thank you for giving back to your school.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Lisa. It's really an honor to be here. When Lisa asked me to speak tonight, I was both honored and terrified. What do you say to a group of the smartest kids in Waco ISD? My fears were confirmed when I ran into Pat Atkins last week, and he said, yeah, no pressure. Just a group of highly intelligent, intellectually curious kids and their parents. So my first inclination was just to suggest that you all keep on keeping on. You seem to know what to do in order to do well. And then I'd say thanks and leave, and everybody would be relieved that the evening ended earlier than anticipated. But then I'm sorry to disappoint, it's not going to be that short. I was thinking about what I'd learned over the years, and maybe that would be something to share. So I came up with the following. One thing that served me well personally, one thing I really wish more people would take to heart, and since I have an audience, I had no idea it would be this big, but I'm going to use the opportunity. And then 2 things I think we should all do to make the world a better place. So first, the thing that served me well. Always do your best. Try your hardest in everything you do. This is painfully obvious, and you all know it. The returns from working hard in school are well known to you. You will receive academic accolades like tonight, which are fun, but frankly less useful in day-to-day life. And more importantly, you will have a better chance of getting into the next school of your choice. So that part's pretty obvious. But I really mean to do the best in everything you do, every interaction you have, every assignment, at every job. Because you never know who's paying attention to you and your work. And your work builds on itself to create an incredible record. It can be an incredibly good record, an incredibly impressive record, or an incredibly mediocre one. I know this to have been true my whole career because I've been able to use excellent experiences and then references to get the next great job. But it really became clear to me after I started my current position at the Cooper Foundation, because I could look back at my previous jobs in Waco and could see that each of the board members at the Cooper Foundation had been watching me the whole time I'd been here, or the whole time I'd been back. I'm not saying they knew they were looking at me as a potential candidate for this particular job the whole time, but my accumulated good record helped them know when the time came that I could do this job. I can even look back on conversations I had in the months leading up to my official job interview, and I'm pretty sure I had some informal interviews with some of the people who are now my bosses in casual conversations and interactions at events around town. They knew they were considering me, but I had no idea. I'm glad I tried hard to always be professional and bring my best self to every interaction and every assignment, whether in my paid job, a volunteer job, or just as a person in the world. You really never know who's paying attention. Second, my hope for you as you move through this world and become adults. Please learn to engage in civil discourse. I think that many of us have forgotten what that really means, civil discourse. It means engaging in conversation intended to enhance understanding. Our society really seems to have forgotten how to engage in civil discourse. Social media hasn't helped. I think that often it's because we're scared I think sometimes we're frightened that we're going to have a conversation with someone we like a lot, and we might find that we might disagree about something. And then what? Or it's because we've forgotten how to have a conversation with the purpose of understanding. We're just trying to make our point, to win something. Although I'm not really sure what we win if we end up mad at the other person and they're mad at us. Seems like we've both lost. We all need to do better at having conversations for understanding. That's civil discourse. I came across a great quote from Madeleine Albright, the first woman to serve as Secretary of State under President Clinton. In a commencement speech at Wellesley a few years ago, she said, "None of us have the full title to the truth. Wisdom comes from the ability to believe in ideas while maintaining respect for the rights and beliefs of others." She said, "As critics point out, this quality can sometimes lead us to intellectual mush. At its best, however, it can generate triumphs that encompass both mind and spirit." I love this sentiment. Triumphs that encompass both mind and spirit sounds pretty good. I hope that the triumphs and understanding gained through civil discourse will help our future leaders be better. Finally, I hope you give back to your community and engage in improving the world. As long as I'm quoting great female secretaries of state, I'll add another one from Condoleezza Rice, who served under George W. Bush. She said, "Great leaders never accept the world as it is and always work for the world as it should be." I'll amend that a little and just say good citizens never accept the world as it is and always work for the world as it should be. I think it's really easy to go through life not thinking about how we can make the world a better place. We can wake up, get ready for the day, go to our job or school, come home and study or relax, spend time with friends, and before we know it, the day is over, and we haven't given a second of thought about how to make the world a better place. Or even notice that it's not as great of a place of a world for some people as it is for us. Our world has huge inequities that are so easy to ignore. Making the world a better place involves engaging in that world so that you can notice what needs to be changed. That takes work and intention. I have the greatest job in the world, to work for an organization whose mission is to make Waco a better place. And through my work at the Cooper Foundation, I've had the greatest honor to work with volunteer community leaders who give their time and talents to make Waco a greater place. Many are in this room. These are the people who make great things happen in our community. I hope each of you will strive to make great things happen in Waco or wherever you live. Finally, a part of changing the world and being engaged is to vote. Register to vote as soon as you turn 18, and then vote in every election. In local elections, that's city council, school board, they usually happen in May. Primary elections, usually in March, and general elections, national and state, in November. People tend to pay attention to national elections and not too much to state and local. But local elected officials make decisions that truly affect your day-to-day life. Local government is where progress happens or it doesn't. It's where criminal justice decisions get made. The city council approves the hiring of the police chief. And it's where major local economic development and quality of life issues are decided. So please vote. As Voltaire said, and I have to admit to changing genders and pronouns to reflect our times, every person is guilty of all the good they didn't do. So work hard, have conversations to understand, vote, and go make the world a better place. And keep on doing whatever you've been doing. Thanks for listening.
At this time, could we have all the sophomore academic achievers line up over here in alphabetical order? Let's show everyone how smart you are. Our first academic achiever, James Ackerman. Family members Cheryl Hill and Jonathan Eisberger. His guest educator is E.P. Garth from Tennyson Middle School. Hope Aguilar. Family members Gabriel and Maria Aguilar. Guest educator David Jensen from Tennyson Middle School. Restelin Adelise. Family members Samuel and Melody Woods. Guest educator James Villa from Tennyson Middle School. Catherine Beckworth. Family members Steve and Brenda Beckworth. Guest educator Amanda Phipps from Waco High School. Catherine Burnham. Family members Ronson and Nora Burnham. Guest educator Debbie Leonard from China Spring Intermediate School. Michael Crosby. Family member Alzada Pope. Guest educator Alex Gonzalez from Waco High School. Bridget Eichenberg. Family members Alex and Gretchen Eichenberg. Guest educator Jim Patton from Hillcrest PDS. Seven Franklin. Family members Rod Franklin and Melinda Bandy. Guest educator Laura Lilly from Tennyson Middle School. Anna Garner. Family members Brian and Margaret Garner. Guest educator Kendra Eccles from Mountain View Elementary School. Quetzalcoatl Gonzalez. Family members Georgina Cervantes and Juan Carlos Almeida. Guest educator Cynthia Johns from Round Rock Early College High School. Rebecca Heldenbrand. Family member Latasha Merritt. Guest educator Sam Alapogu, Waco High School. Molly Hepp. Family members Karen Miller Brooks and Martin Hepp. Guest educator Carol Compton from Haskell High School. Paris Hookham. Family members Jeff and Bernadette Hookham. Guest educator Kayla Stahl, Waco High School. Harper Hoover. Family members Carl and Paula Hoover. Guest educator Joanne Beatty, Hillcrest PDS. Amaya Johnson. Family members Tate and Alexander Bowen. Guest educator Joel Colosimo, Waco High School. Denise Maldonado. Family members Lionel and Jennifer Maldonado. Guest educator Kent Garrett from Riker Catholic High School. Mariah Mason. Family members Anthony and Corin Mason. Guest educator Rhonda Parker from Dean Highland Elementary School. Candy Medrano Lozano. Guest family members Rodolfo and Ileana Medrano. Guest educator Stacy Talley, Waco High School. Haley Nath. Family members Todd Nath and Rachel Crawford. Guest educator, Kevin Mendoza from Waco High School. Claire Newman. Family members Greg and Teresa Newman. Guest educator, Natalie Friesen from Live Oak Classical School. Nicole Nielsen. Family members Pat and Leslie Nielsen. Guest educator, Sunny Wells from Waco High School. Benjamin Price. Family members Adam and Julie Price. Guest educator, Larry Coleman from Waco High School. Christian Ramos. Family members Jose and Monica Ramos. Guest educator, Ken Heller, Waco High School. Angelina Rivera. Family members Mauricio and Angelica Rivera. Guest educator, Eric Allen from Tennyson Middle School. Isaac Sutton. Family members Seth and Meredith Sutton. Guest educator, Corey Garrett, Waco High School. Sophia Swinke. Family members Steve and Candy Swinke. Guest educator, Kathleen Knight, Tennyson Middle School. Joanna Tapia. Family members Maria and Itiel Soriano. Guest educator, Lisa Reyna from Dean Highland Elementary School. Brianna Tickerat. Family members Gabriel Tickerat and Rodica Danaluca. Guest educator, Marcia Money from Parkdale Elementary School. Yareth Varela. Family members Jesus and Maria Varela. Guest educator, James Hart, Waco High School. Ashley Wilburn. Family members Gerald Wilburn Sr. and Jossie Wilburn. Guest educator, Anissa Price, Bells Hill Elementary School. Let's give one more round of applause for those sophomore academic achievers. Juniors, would you please line up alphabetically? Our first junior academic achiever is Andrew Cerny. Family, Tamara and Joe Cerny. His guest educator is Ricky Torres from Waco High School. Marcos Acosta. Family, Antonio and Anna Acosta. Guest educator, Crystal Martinez, Waco High School. Samuel Barron. Family members Dale and Lauren Barron. Guest educator, James Yasko from Waco High School. Catherine Black. Family members Donna and Jay Black. Guest educator, Jessica Burr, Waco High School. Brian Braswell. Family members Vicki and Kenneth Braswell. Guest educator, Joy Strickland, grandmother. Jonah Bernius. Family members Dr. Sarah Ryan and Major Joel Bernius. Guest educators Stephen Petrie, Waco High School. Derby Carlson. Family members, Alan and Julie Carlson. Guest educator, Charles Petrie, Waco High School. Gloria Knatzer. Family members, Joshua and Sylvia Knatzer. Guest educator, Mary Duty, retired teacher. Taryn Corville. Guest family members, Javon and Christopher Corville. Guest educator, Jessica Burr, Waco High School. Amarpreet Dhaliwal. Family members, Devinder and Balvinder Dhaliwal. Guest educator, Christine Williams, Waco High School. Leslie Dupuy. Family members, Terry and Mandy Dupuy. Guest educator, Julie Murphy, Waco High School. Dylan Dyer. Family members, Ollie and Jerry Dyer. Guest educator, Matthew Bachafin, Waco High School. Thomas Boots Felton. Family members, Joanne and Mark Felton. Guest educator, Brandon Clausen, Waco High School. Alicia Gibson. Family, Sandra and Manuel Gibson. Guest educator, Andrew Chapman, University High School. Elizabeth Grant. Family members, Jennifer and Jonathan Grant. Guest educator, Sherry Burns, Hillcrest PDS. William Grant. Family members, Christopher and Hillary Grant. Guest educator, Larry Kling, Cesar Chavez Middle School. Shamaya Harris. Family member, Yasanika Lee. Guest educator, Jessica Castillo, Waco High School. Olivia Henderson. Family members, Charlotte and Ron Henderson. Guest educator, Kelsey Weldon, Tennyson Middle School. Joanna Herrera. Family members, Gabriel and Jesusita Herrera. Guest educator, Susan Giddings, Waco High School. Esmeralda Houston. Family members, Robin and Roger Houston. Guest educator, Patricia Morgan, Mountain View Elementary. Trisadia Johnson. Family members, Janine Johnson, Amasia Daniels. Guest educator, Adrian Brooks, Waco High School. Madison Lacey. Family members, Ben and Noelle Lacey. Guest educator, Dr. Wendy Allman, Vanguard Preparatory School. Nathaniel Lopez. Family members, Evie and Juan Lopez. Guest educator, Chris Kaler, Waco High School. Hannah Martinez. Family members, Renee and Sam Martinez. Guest educator, Timothy Walker, Waco High School. Elena Perez. Family members, Maricela and Juan Perez. Guest educator, Linda Crawford, McLennan Community College. Isabella Perez. Family members Leslie Evans and Christopher Perez. Guest educator Jason Mitchell from Tennyson Middle School. Anastasia Reyes. Family members Jessica and Daniel Reyes. Guest educator Miriam Blackman, Waco High School. Tamara Ritchie. Family members Tina Roberts and David Ritchie. Guest educator JoBeth Milan, retired. Jaden Sauganek. Family members Robert and Lisa Sauganek. Guest educator Jefferson Gunn, Waco High School. Giselle Solis. Family members Armando Perez and Veronica Flores. Guest educator Joanna Mayberry, Brook Avenue Elementary. Rachel Stevens. Family members Ashley and Matt Stevens. Guest educator Paula Hoover, Hillcrest PDS. Carolina Ugarte. Family member Jose Ugarte. Guest educator Deborah Ajeri, Waco High School. Evelyn Vallejo. Family members Elizabeth Vallejo and Victor Rojas. Guest educator Maria Diaz, Waco High School. Jeanette Vasquez. Family members Maria Hernandez and Richard Vasquez. Guest educator Guadalupe Zuniga, Waco High School. Rodolfo Vasquez. Family members Claudia and Sergio Vasquez. Guest educator Roth Lung, Waco High School. Michael Wood. Family members Amy and Mike Wood. Guest educator Mary Duty, Tennyson Middle School. Anna Zander. Family members Ken and Kurt Zander. Guest educator Moggy Davis, Hillcrest PDS. Let's give all of our junior academic achievers another round of applause.
Good evening once again. I know you know by now I'm Ed Love, proud principal at Waco High School. A moment earlier, we left off one of our assistant principals, Miss Burgess. She's in here somewhere. Would you stand, please? She is over there. Apologize for that. She wasn't over here with the wrecking crew, so that's why we missed her. Okay. I need everyone to stop what you're doing just for a second, just for a moment. Stop what you're doing and look at me. I need everyone to look at me. Is everybody in that corner over there looking at me? I just want to make sure. Okay. You're looking at the proudest principal in Central Texas right now. And that's for real. That's for real. That's from my heart. Thank you so much. Let's give our academic achievers one more huge round of applause, please. I know our special guests have already been recognized, but I do want to thank them again, especially our new superintendent. I know tonight is not his night, but I would like to just take a moment and say that this is my 36th year in education, all in Waco. And when I first became an assistant principal, I really used to hate going to principal meetings. I mean, I hated them with a serious passion, okay? When I became a principal, I hated going to principal meetings double time. But you know what? Now times have changed. I look forward to going to principals meetings. First time in my entire career. So thank you, Dr. Nelson. I want to thank our Board of Trustees for being here, our cabinet members, I know you've already been introduced, our speaker, Ms. Goodman, you did an absolutely marvelous job. It seemed like you've been doing that all your life. Great job, great words, appreciate it. And to the parents, first of all, thank you for blessing Waco High School with your students. Thank you for that, I appreciate you, thank you so much. I want to thank all of our teachers and all of our mentors who are here tonight. I really appreciate your hard work and dedication, and it's showing. It's paying off. Just look at it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. I'm not going to keep you all night, but I do want to say one thing to the achievers, the special achievers, the academic achievers. I have a confession. When back in the late 70s, when I was in high school, my sophomore and junior year, basically we didn't have all those different classes now that Dr. McClanahan has brought to Waco, pretty much. So I was actually in class with a lot of smart students, okay, myself. And I'll stand here and tell you that I was not very smart. I was an athlete, and I did whatever I could to get by, and I just could not take a C home because my mom would whip me. And I didn't want any whippings. I think I explained that to you guys the other night about whippings and switches and all that. Have to go cut your own. I talked to y'all about that the other night. But anyway, one of my main goals was to every challenging class that I had to attend, I always wanted to seek out who the smartest people in the classes were, okay? That was very important to me, okay? For several reasons, okay? I wanted to get to know you. I wanted to spend some time with you because you never knew. Again, I could not take a C home, and some of those classes were very challenging, so that was one of my main goals, was to seek you guys out, okay? Find out who you are, get to know you, because I knew myself, and I knew sooner or later I might need a little coaching, okay? So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that your principal sat next to people like yourself intentionally during my high school career. And the last thing I want to say this, I want to end, I know everybody's ready to go. Finally, I want to challenge all of our academic achievers right now. I'm challenging you right now, this very moment. I want to see you again here next year. Thank you very much.
Okay, just real quick, I want to take a minute and thank a couple of people. It's on the back of the program. Dr. McClanahan and his staff, the advanced academic staff, thank you. Thank you for working on this. Thank you to the WISD Education Foundation for their help. And to Lowe's and to Barrera's Landscaping. Thanks again for everyone coming tonight. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.